Hey, Noviae babes, we are back with another episode in Novie's world. If you have not commented, if you have not liked, if you have not subscribed, if you have just not watched, honey, please just get into it because it's a good time. It's always a great time. I'm actually about to do a little tutorial on how I wand curled at that, some long hair. Let's get into it, Bookies.
Yeah, I'm moving silent, so you know I don't miss. And bitches got a nerve to ask what's beef. What you mean, like a lion to a sheep? Or you mean like a human to a beast? I want the smoke even if it ain't me. Cause I can't, won't stop. I ain't, I'm not. I ain't gon' stop. I can't, I'm not.
So, as you can see, I'm about to start from the tickety top. Please do not, and when I mean do not mind my pimple patches, y'all. It was that time of the month coming and the pimples were out. I was a little scared. I'm not going to hold you. But while I am about to do my little wand curl tutorial on my nicely Connie B install, which, let me get into all the good details, honey. This is a 24 frontal, 24, 26, 28, 30 inch sew-in. Okay. And my hairstylist curled this herself. So it's just like, yeah, let's get into it. So on this nice, beautiful weekend, I had just wanted to do some self-care, but I kind of said that I wanted to do something very much different with my hair. Like, I was like, I'm kind of ready to kind of, give it some curl. Like, I've been wearing it straight because, a lot of us love a good buzz down. If I keep looking at my screen, I'm sorry. It's a Sunday, and you already know all the good marching band contact for the dancers come really good on a good Sunday. But I really just have been trying to get into doing different styles with my hair. So I am literally just going to show you all how I struggled wand curling this long, thick hair. But I also just came to do a little life update because, as you know, I have been missing, like, when it has come down to uploading on YouTube. I think before my last video, which was my homecoming recap, the last video before that, I think, was Labor Day Classic weekend. And baby, that was a little lengthy time. I have not been consistent with the girls, and I do not like this for me. So we're going to go over a little bit of things. We're going to get into the work life, the dating life, tomatoes. Just life, period. And I had just wanted to do, a little curl update, a little curling tutorial, but I wanted to do a life update because, I want to keep y'all in tune and engaged in what's been going on. Y'all see that first curl? That first curl really set the bar for all the other curls, and I'm not gonna hold you, I was real devastated when I got to every other curl because I personally feel like longer hair does not really take well with curls. And doing wand curls on 30-inch hair is not, and when I say this again, is not for the weak. Y'all see I keep pulling that one curl. Y'all, I was struggling so daggone bad. But yes, let's get into life update. So for those of you that don't know, between the month of September and, well, even before then, because I think I had a little while before I had uploaded YouTube, honestly, from before the classic. It was a little while. But between the month of basically August, September, and October, I have just been picking up a lot of overtime hours. Like, I've honestly have been really loving, like, the work I've been doing at work. Like, I've been working on so many different things in so many different departments. So my work life, like, has really consumed me. And it's not more so because it's like, I got to get stuff done for work. I just have to get stuff done for work. No, I've really been enjoying working in, like, different areas at work. So I've been, intrigued to learn more. So that's really why life has just been consuming me at work. But one thing I love, too, about being at work as well, I know I'm saying work a lot, but being at my job, I can honestly say it has set me up more to kind of get back, like, on a good sleeping schedule. it has set me up more to really want to work out, because even though I run around a lot at work, I sit at a desk as well. So it's just like you cook better, you feel like your day is going by better, because when you come home, you want to take a shower and just get ready for the next day. Like, it's just stuff like that. So work definitely has been taking up my time. Work has my full undivided attention. And honestly, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. But what I am saying is, if anything gonna have my attention right now, it need to be the money. And clearly the money has my attention. Show me the money, what? So that is that. As time has gone by, now we get into the tomatoes. As time has gone by, dating has gotten, I guess you could say, just real, let me use my term. It has just gotten real, I'm not gonna hold you, complicating. Like, dating has really been the most complicated thing at the moment right now in my life, just because I feel men come in with the intentions of, okay, I want to get to know you, but don't really bring much to offer when it comes down to getting to know them. And I'm the type of person that I love leading in relationships, but I also love following. So it's just like, granted, yes, I don't have no issue bringing a lot to the table, don't get me wrong, but at the same time too, if I'm gonna have to do all the work, honey boo boo child, then I just feel like, who this for? Who you here for? I'm lost. And when I mean lost, like, I mean really lost in the sauce. Like, let's say, for some of the people that I basically, like, were engaging in conversation with. So one person, me and the person kind of have been, I guess you could say, dating since like the end of the summertime. But for me, it's just every time I ask to kind of like do something or hang out or just do something, period, it was just always excuses. And granted, yes, I understand people come with their own kind of like baggage from what they have going on. But at the same time, too, it's just like, how is that fair to me when I go to work every single day and be working all types of hours of the night and just, gotta wake up and do it all over again. Sometimes working 7 days straight. Like, life don't stop for me. So it's just, if I still have the momentum or, try to make free time, just make effort and put effort, period, why should that be the same excuse, Like, why should you use you not being able to make time or be available an excuse on your end? So I kind of backed away from that because of that. Like, I just was getting tired, and I'm just at the point with everybody, not just that person. Like, I'm just tired of putting in the effort. Like, if you honestly are going to sit here and try to date me, I feel like you have to put just as much effort in that I'm putting in. So I kind of just had to, like, not kind of forget about the situation, but in a sense kind of forget about the situation, because even then the communication via phone, however you pronounce it, was coming at a halt anyway. So the whole me having a double text, and then once I think I had like a little attitude the last conversation, and he was like, why all of that? And it wasn't really like I had a little attitude. I don't even think I really had a little attitude. I think I just responded in a way that probably came off as an attitude. But it was just, I think that's when I tuned out. I just tuned out so bad. So now let's get into the next one. Oh, Lord Jesus. So the next one, another person I had ended up going to Scarowinds with on a date. And when we went on a date, I probably could say that I just want to get everybody's input on this, or whoever decides to comment, because I feel like, to me, small things are very much important. So I just want to get everybody's take on it. On a first date, I just feel like this is your time to shine. This is your time to, like, first impressions are big impressions to me. Like, the first date sets the bar. And if the first date set the bar, if it sets the bar, baby, I want to see all the stars after. So we ended up going to Scarewinds. And when we went to Scarewinds, I was like excited because I'm like, I could act scared. Like, we in on rides. I love amusement parks anyway. So, and then remember in my very first episode, I was on some junk like going to an amusement park is a top tier dream date. Well, shoot, I'm gonna have to do that date over because this date was a -3 out of 10. So, went on a date. I feel like if you see me kinda in a form that you're not used to seeing me in, automatic, you should want to give me a compliment. Like, you should want to, be open to, like, dang, like, she really looked like something, outside. You feel me? So, didn't give me no compliment. Then, when we got to, Scarewinds, depending on where you park, you got a little long way of walking, like a very long way of walking. So we walk into the entrance, and I'm looking, and I'm like, damn, I've been walking on the outside of the, like, sidewalk for a little while. Like, I've really been walking on the sidewalk for a little while. And you know me, I'm all for making conversation and then addressing what I need to address. So as I'm walking on the outside of the sidewalk, I go and I say, like, as we're talking and while we're walking, I'm like, how would you rate your gentleman manners? I would rate my gentleman manners real high. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm looking because, okay, you want to rate them real high and not notice what I'm talking about? I said, so why am I walking on the outside of the sidewalk? He's chuckled and said, oh, so you're one of them. And before I could honestly, like, respond or really do anything, like, he had already flew me, like, towards the inside of the sidewalk. So already I didn't get no compliment on how I looked. And mind y'all, I look like a little bad little thing, pretty little thing, yes. And I made sure my titties was out because I wanted to give, like, a little boyish, casual boyish, but I also wanted to, like, get a little, sexy at the same time. Like, I wanted to give off sexy, but clearly it wasn't sexy enough. So, we get inside of the park, and when we get inside of the park, it's time for us to get on rides. So, again, I'm not a person that doesn't mind leading. I love leading, like I said before. But I really wanted to see, like, and be open to letting somebody else do the work for a change. And unfortunately, I was let down. Like, most of the time, I think on a date, I probably found myself on the phone a lot. I probably, like, I really wasn't engaged because he really wasn't engaging. And I personally, after the whole sidewalk situation, I really did not want to tell him that. Like, I felt like it was kind of already annoying that I had to tell him that specific part. So the fact that I got to address every single little thing on the date, like something as far as communication, something as far as just little stuff, it just was going to rub me the wrong way. So the very last ride we kind of got on, the ride kind of shifted gears towards the right side, which was more of the side I was on. My elbow ended up kind of like going in, I think, to like either his rib cage or like it just nudged into him. But I'm over here trying to act scared and stuff. Like, I love amusement parks, I love rides. He over here talking about not your elbow like knocking into me or you touching my hand or something like that. And I'm looking confused because I'm like, it's a date. Am I not supposed to like do that? Like, I was just so lost. Like, I am such a big person on being touched. So it's just like, I didn't like that. Like, that was really right there. Forget the conversation. Me touching up on him and him not really wanting me to touch up on him was really strike 100 for me. So after that, like that last ride, we ended up getting ready. I had used the bathroom, and then it was time for us to like kind of like, leave and kind of be back on the way to Columbia. So on the way, like at the beginning of the ride back, the man basically said, what do you want to talk about? And I'm looking confused because in a sense, I'm just like, why you can't initiate the conversation? And I think I asked him that, like, what's wrong with you initiating the conversation? This man gonna tell me he ain't good at initiating conversation. Now, initiating conversation could be something as little as, how did you think the date went? And I probably would have explained it just like how I'm explaining it to y'all, because I ended up explaining it to him this exact way. But he didn't ask that. So it was just like, okay, the most random thing I could probably think of, if you had a superpower, what would your superpower be? You feel like what I'm saying? Like, that's how you make conversation. And I feel like anybody cannot really say they don't know how to make conversation, because in a sense, if you double text somebody, you know how to initiate conversation. No shade, but that's the truth. So honestly, after that, I kind of was checked out, like, really bad. And when I got back to work, I kind of had like a lot of tasks that I had to do. So I couldn't really, address the conversation the day after, because I had a wedding to go to. And then when I got back to work, it was kind of like I went in full throttle at work, because I had so much stuff I had to close, get done, etc. So the day I finally got to address him, because he had asked me if I felt like speaking on the phone that night. The day I finally got to address him, I'm explaining this just like how I'm explaining it to you all. I basically told him that I didn't like the date. I pointed out the few things that I did not like. And then I basically told him, I don't want to feel like I'm a Build-A-Bear workshop. I'm tired of building these men up so they could go and find somebody else and be happy with somebody else. I don't have time for it. When people ain't used to me, it's like, oh my God, you're the whole package. You're so perfect. Oh my God. And then next thing you know, they're going to find somebody that they really want to be with, and it's not with me. So I'm not about to do that. And plus, like I said, I honestly just want to be able to have a man that wants to lead without me having to tell him, like, hey, I need you to lead. So it was just like the fact that I had to constantly like keep addressing certain things when it came down to the date. It just didn't work out for me. Then after like the fact or what have you, I basically had told him, like, I had called, like, when I got the chance, I had called him and told him what I didn't like, and, things, and it wasn't only just bad, like, I had an okay time, but for it to be a date, I could have just went out with one of my friends, you know what I mean? So when I called to, like, express myself in regards to why I didn't want to move forward, I just personally feel like first impressions, especially when it comes down to dates, are very big for me. So I tell him, I'm not cool, whatever the case may be. This is what I didn't like. It's just exactly how I'm explaining it. And he goes and says, okay. So I look confused, because I'm like, okay, like, all right, like, okay. And he was like, well, I'm not begging. His whole thing was, I'm not begging or chasing anybody, like, to stay, because it's like you've already made up your mind with how you want to move forward. So as we're kind of like, I didn't want to go back and forth on that matter. So I basically ended up asking him, I'm like, okay, well, how about you explain to me why you didn't tell me that I was pretty? And he was like, well, I've already told you that you were pretty before. And if I brought up that you were pretty, it would just be as if I'm only trying to make conversation about your looks. And I was just a little bit confused, because I'm like, okay, well, if we were to be in a relationship, would you not reassure me that, like, I'm beautiful or pretty every day? And he was so confused. And I'm like, that's my thing. I tell people all the time, I don't really require too much. But I do feel as if you can't even do the small things, i.e. complimenting me, having me walk on the inside of the sidewalk, initiating conversation, what are you going to be able to offer me when it comes to the big things? Like, me personally, I feel like buying a gift is a big thing. Whereas, well, honestly, no, let's revert. I honestly feel like buying gifts are small things, and something as simple as you complimenting me is a very big thing, because it shows me how you think about me and how you view me. Like, anytime I start a new situation with anybody new, I love to make conversation about the other person's mental health, because personally, mental health is very big to me. As small as it may be, like, or as small as somebody else may think it is for them, that's big to me. So every time I get a chance, like when I'm dealing with somebody, I always ask like, how's your mental health? Let me check in. Did something disturb you today? How's your day going? Like, what made you not feel good today? And let's talk about it so you could feel better. It's like little stuff like that. So, but that is very big to me. So it's just like something as small but as big as giving me a compliment is not necessarily, I guess you could say, what somebody's thought process is on, because they've already told me it in the past. Oh yeah, no, it was a wrap for that. But we got off the phone. And when we got off the phone and ended the conversation, he didn't send me a paragraph. And I honestly didn't read it because I only read the last part that said, let me know if you need anything. And I was confused because I could have sworn you weren't chasing or begging anybody. Like, what you wrote a paragraph for? Sorry. If you basically made it clear, like, you ain't begging or chasing nobody. It was no need to write no paragraph. So that was just that. I'm okay from that situation, but just never again with that situation. But I still have to see that person, and it's not that I try to be petty, but my whole thing is, even if we're not talking or anything, I'm still going to talk to you because there's no hard feelings like at all. So yeah, that is the dating life. I honestly, I don't know. I'm leaving it all up to God because I feel like God is just going to give me what he needs to give me when it comes down to me wanting to find somebody that is going to take me serious. So I just know that I'm going to leave it up to God. And when God is ready for me to have a man in my life, I'll be happy then. Not that I'm not happy now. Let me say that over. I will be content then. Like, I'm not really rushing nobody to be with me because it's just like, I really have to see everybody through their seasons. And unfortunately, it's about like, I'm not saying that you can't find a spark or get a spark within like 2 to like 6 months of talking to somebody or dating somebody or whatever anybody want to address it as. But I personally feel like I need about a good year, because there is absolutely no way anybody about to sit over here and have me through different seasons, and I don't know how you function. I don't know how you handle things. I need to see you through all aspects, because it's just not gonna work. Like, I'm cool with being like friends and cordial, but I also need some substance. I need to see you at your worst. I need to see how you handle things. I just need to see it. So for everyone that does not know, I love like pinning up my curls. I feel like pinning up your curls does your curls so much justice when it comes down to actually curling your hair. No matter how much hairspray you put in, no matter how much holding, no matter what you do, I feel like when you get your hair curled and you pin it up, like literally right after, unless you're going somewhere right after your appointment of you doing your hair, your curls, like being pinned up, are going to hold so much better. And in my next video, when I like give updates like throughout the week of how good my hair lasted, I really am going to like do like, how my hair looked, how I styled it every day, what I did with the curls, just to see how long the curls lasted. And the real reason I stress this is I personally feel like anything after 24 inches, honestly, does not do good with curls, because in all honesty, it's like curls literally like hold tight when they're shorter. I have 30-inch hair at the bottom. Like, I have the install of 24, 26, 28, 30. So just imagine having to curl 30-inch hair. Y'all seen I was already struggling with that damn wand curl. But when I first got my hair done, my hairstylist had curled my hair. We pinned it up. Boom. When I got to the first function, which was the block party for homecoming, I literally didn't even last about a good 10 minutes before my curls literally dropped. And I was so sad about that, y'all, because my curls were popping, but they couldn't last because the hair like was longer. And it wasn't that they were tight curls. I don't know what was going on that day, but it just didn't last. The weather was weathering that day. So with that being said, always do your best to pin up your hair, even when you do a curl. It don't matter if you got long bundles, short bundles, whatever the bundles are. Always try your best. even with pixie cuts, you know, you could do a little pinup one or two. And it's not, I don't really have no method on how I like roll my hair up. I just do it as the best that I can from the base of the curl. But yeah, that is literally like all that's been really going on in my life with my life update. I literally just go to work, come home. I got back into working out. I got back into, you know, coming back on content. Like content, people do not understand. Content is so hard when you are literally at a full-time job, have your business, helping, mentoring, doing a whole bunch of stuff. It's content is not just a overnight or one day situation. Some people have gotten to that skill of expertise with content, but baby, I ain't there yet. I'm going to get there. We're speaking that into existence. I am going to get there. But honey, it is real hard. Y'all know it's real hard out here for a pimp. So yes, like I have just been working, and honestly, I love working. I love getting up and just going to work. I love like getting dressed for work. I think that's what makes me love work even more. The enthusiasm that I have with getting dressed now for work. Like even I told y'all I'm gonna drop my little clips in my next video on how my hair was throughout the week. So I really am just going with the flow of the days. I'm really excited for 2024. I am trying to finalize my birthday plans, which is really going to be finalized this upcoming weekend, because I don't know if I want to just do a trip or I want to do a cruise. And I'm kind of leaning more towards a cruise because, yeah, I think I'm just going to lean towards more of a cruise. But either way, I am so excited. I am listing out, you know, all of my 2024 goals. Just things I want to accomplish for myself. And honestly, too, as I'm going through these next couple of days, one thing I'm really standing strong on coming into the new year is, if you have not contacted me about any plans 3 months ahead of time, or even, 3 months ahead of time, I don't got nothing for you. It's not nothing against anybody, but in this day and age, people have to stand real strong and firm on wanting to accomplish their goals and having to take themselves out of the light of events or being outside. I honestly enjoy being inside, but I have to remove myself sometimes. I have to really tell myself, you got to remove yourself in order to accomplish what you need to accomplish. So because I have some big goals for next year, I really need to get like locked in. And I'm so happy that I've been able to really lock myself in regards to just like coming back with my content, because the goals that I had for my YouTube channel, like honestly, y'all would be like, Cassie, what the heck? Like, what the heck? So with that just being said, like, I'm so ready for, you know, to see what my life will be like next year. I'm looking forward to more trips. I'm looking forward to traveling more, just doing more creative things that I'm not used to doing. And just basically when I get to my work ethic and growing with my progress at work, I can't wait to see how I grow in those areas either. I honestly am thinking about getting another job, so I want to have 2 jobs at the same time. And I do really good with managing like different jobs. I just want a little part-time thing just to like make some things shake a little quicker. And yeah, that is really my life update. I'm just really excited to see new things, y'all. Now, I want y'all to pay real good attention. So when I started realizing that the curls was not giving what it needed to give, I started getting like a little irritated. And you're going to see like literally towards the end, because again, this is longer here now. Towards the end, I literally started like trying my best. One of my arms was hurting, like, and then I had one of my arms was hurting. I had this heavy ass sweater on, and I was just tired. Like, this took longer than what it normally takes for me to curl my daggone hair. But I really wasn't upset, because again, when I show y'all what I worked with, you're gonna be like, okay, girl, the girl with the curls. But baby, the progress to get these damn curls stressed me the heck on out. But I wasn't really too pressed or too mad about it. But I know for sure a couple of them curls had to literally get re-wand curled, because y'all remember how the first curl looked when I first wand curled it. First wand curled it. Like, look at these shits now. They give more wavy than wand curl. They don't give wand curl. They give wavy. You feel me? But on the other hand too, I am so excited to finally, get to the point of progressing with my content, and I'm just ready to show everybody what I got. I'm really ready to show all the big projects for next year. That's the real tea. Was it this curl? No, it wasn't this curl, because look, this curl did just good. Look, I look so irritated. I look so irritated. Lord Jesus, don't mind my tracks. You know when you curl up your hair and the tracks be showing? Some people ain't gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. I'm waiting to see. No, it's not this curl either. Child, I'm trying to really see, because I really want y'all to understand how irritated I was that I had to recurl. But then again, you know what I noticed too? Literally, when it comes down to curling your hair, I feel like I curl my hair completely different on my left side than I do my right side. And I don't know why, but it's just something about, I can't get my arms to, I don't know. Look. I started realizing, I'm like, oh Lord Jesus. It's not doing what it needs to do. This one got up real good, but baby, look at this. It don't even look like I curled it. And I know for damn sure well, I said, let me just go ahead and comb it out. Go ahead. Comb it out, Cass. And then sit over there, get that wand curl done. And I knew not to take my wand curl off. And I made sure. I said, yep, take your time. Wrap around. Straight wrap around. Wrap that thing around. Hold it up. I was not playing. Because I really didn't understand how that curl just fell like that. I mean, the other curls, they got loose, but this one literally just fell. It's just like, this one just says, screw me, I know you tired, but I still want you to do some more work. So figure it the heck on out. But look how it came down. This is what I was trying to give in the original in the first place. And even though the other curls didn't come out like this, I was honestly like, F it. I was really over it. So I went ahead and wrapped that thing on up, pinned it on up, and then of course, I just want to thank you all for tuning in with my life update today. Be tuned for the next couple of episodes, y'all. Y'all do not want to miss it. Bye, Noviae babes.